Notts County Talk, back with another match preview. We're getting well into the swing of things now. We're 3 games in. I'm enjoying it, Tom, are you?
Yeah, videos every night, seems.
Yeah, jam-packed at the minute. It's a busy little schedule we've got on our hands.
Yeah.
So we're playing at Meadow Lane on Saturday. 3 p.m. kick-off against Barnet. I'm hoping that Wharton gets his hat-trick. Well, he probably will, you know. He's going to be firing on all cylinders and he's going to be hungry for a hat-trick after not quite securing himself one last night, but we won't talk about that. The club are offering what seems like a really good streaming service. I'm gonna say it's probably going to be one of the best in the league, I think, with 4 different camera angles, which is very good. You know, I think it helps in any aspect of video. You know, podcasts, live sport. If you've got all the different camera angles, it just makes it that little bit more interesting. But Notts are offering £12, £16, or £20. It's not. You don't get a variation in service the less or more you pay. It's just sort of a donation towards the club, because in the survey that they put out, people did say they don't mind paying that little bit more. It'll have the BBC commentary over it, so Slater and what's his name? Stallard, yeah. It always flashed in my mind, that one, and he was one of the most prolific players when I used to go down when I was younger. But
well, it's because you weren't letting it over.
Yeah, that's
right.
it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. No, so you know they're always really good, and I think it's that sort of professional commentary, so we will enjoy that. Half time you can watch the match highlights, which I think is quite impressive, really, isn't it? I think most of the streams we've watched so far, it's just sort of been, we'll be back after half time, we're going to go to the toilet and get a cup of tea. So I'm going to hand you over to the stat man Tom now.
Yeah, Notts in 7th, Barnet in 14th. I don't think until probably 10 games in that has any relevance really, but it's just good to know how the other teams are faring. Both teams are on 3 points. Barnet won their last game 2-1 against Dagenham with an 84th and an 88th minute goal. And their first game of the season, I called it, didn't I? I said hangover. From the player. I did.
I can't remember.
And they've lost 5-1 to Eastleigh. Big result. Anyway.
I heard Eastleigh got lucky though. But
hangover.
Yeah.
They finished last season. Obviously, their final game of the season was against Notts at Meadow Lane. Before that, they were doing all right. Managed to get into the playoffs, but since then they've lost a few key men. Tutonda, Akinola, Vallette. They've all gone. Big players that played a big part in their push for promotion last season, and I think they're going to be a miss. That brings me on to talk about the players to watch now. We had some great help for the Altrincham game from Full-Time Robbins, and this time is no different. Yep. We've got YouTuber Loudmouth BFC, who has helped us out and sent me a few players to watch. First of all, it's a name I'm familiar with, isn't it? Scott Loach. He was very impressed with Scott Loach last season. They played 38 and conceded 46, and from what he's telling me, it could have been a lot more without Scott Loach.
Yeah. He's had a great career, hasn't he? When you look at the teams he's played for, you know, tons of league experience, hasn't he?
Used to be linked heavily with Tottenham when he was a Watford player.
Yep.
Never quite made it, but he's definitely found his level. Very commanding in his area, and if he carries on the form this season, you know, he could be a big player for Barnet, couldn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Second player to watch, Harry Taylor. Now, he's played a few roles this season, or he can play a few roles: right back, centre back, central midfield. Apparently very underappreciated and often in the shadow of his brother, who's left now. I don't know too much about him, to be fair, but Barnet fans saying that he's one to watch. This isn't one to watch. 1 goal in 102 games, but you know, it's not all about goals. No, I bet Slocum hasn't scored a goal in 102. So there you go.
I'd like to look at that one.
And the final player is JJ Hooper. Now, I picked him out even before we got this message. He scored the equaliser from the penalty spot against Dagenham. He is really their man to come in and try and take the role of goal scorer, because they've lost a lot of the goal scorers, haven't they? Akinola being one.
Yeah.
They've lost a lot of goals in their squad, so they had to replace it. He's a quick striker, knows where the goal is, and we're hearing that apparently they want him to be their new John Akinde, a player I always wanted at Notts, to be fair.
Yeah.
Very good striker. You know, if he could even be half the player John Akinde was in his time at Barnet, they could have a real goal scorer on their hands.
That takes us on to team news for Notts now. Quite an interesting one last night. If you didn't quite catch the post-game interview with Ardley, I'd definitely go and watch it. We tweeted about it earlier. Very honest about sort of, obviously, the players that have come in from abroad, not struggling to settle in, but it's obviously going to take them longer to settle into playing Saturday, Tuesday predominantly, but just playing to this level, it's a change. It's a physical league, and just adapting to the area really. Obviously, he was asked about Kasper Sloth, and he came up with he wasn't happy that he was left out of the squad at Dover for one game. And you think when you look at his career, no wonder it sort of spiraled out with that sort of attitude. And I'm glad that he's gone if that's his attitude, because we've got what sounds like a team of winners, because with what he was saying, because he was sort of saying if after 15 to 20 minutes if Notts aren't winning, he's got to sort of calm the boys down, because they want to win so much, that they're trying almost too hard. So going sort of back to team news, I went off on a bit of a tangent there. Turner and McCrory, same position they're in. Well, they have been in for a few weeks now. Still, not really. Well, they're training, but they've not got the minutes in the legs, so they're not up to fitness. So we won't be expected to see them. But we'll go on to our team selection.
Not sure it was a strict 4-4-2 last night. Not sure it was a diamond. Not sure it was.
It looked like at the start. It looked like O'Brien was playing wide, and then 15-20 minutes after that, it looked like he was playing really central.
Well, he said, didn't he? Oddly said they switched tactics after 20 minutes to get the ball back. So we're going with a 4-3-3. 4-3-3. Took you a while, but you got that. 4-3-3. We're going. Slocum in goal.
Mm-hmm.
Can we change the defence? They conceded a goal that was just unlucky.
No, but I do think Sam Graham will be at Ardley for wanting game time.
So going Brindley right back, Rawlinson, Lacey centre backs, Dion Kelly Evans left back. Very good player.
Say no more. 3 in the middle.
This is where we're mixing it up a bit, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, we're sort of keeping it sort of similar to what we saw last night. So we're going to have Reeves and Doyle sort of sitting in front of the defence in more of a holding role.
Because Doyle is getting on, we know he's got the engine. Wouldn't mind O'Brien if Doyle sort of can't put a third game in already, but
no, it just doesn't. I mean, there's not a lot to go off, because it's not like we've played tons of games. We're 2 games in, but everyone goes on like he's the fittest player in the club.
No, I'm saying Reeves is now. I had Reeves run a marathon after the game last night.
Who told you that?
No, you told me.
Who told you?
Reeves. He ran home, then did a marathon, ran into training this morning.
You've lost it. In front of those two, though, we're going to play sort of like an attacking role in front of that with Ruben Rodriguez. Would love to see him start playing. I think Ardy said after Altrincham that he's sort of up to speed now, so I would like to see him start.
Yeah.
So
at home as well, we know the pitch is good, suits us.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Front 3 then, Tom. Start us off with the left.
Enzio didn't look too happy on the BT Sport pictures, and rightly so. But Ardley says he knows what Enzio is capable of, and he's not produced it yet in training. Now, the way Enzio reacted to Ardley's management of him last season, he got the best out of him. So I fully 100%. Expect Enzio to be firing again soon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're going to keep Carl Robertson on the right. On the left, Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas was quite wide against Altrincham.
Yeah. And
he got his assists both from that side of the pitch.
Yeah. I think, just briefly touching back on Enzio as well, he might, I'm not saying he is, but everything that's going on in the world at the minute, from obviously being from a different country, it could be hard for him at the minute. He might not be able to see his friends and family as often as maybe he does if he visits them, if they visit him. So it could be things like that are sort of playing on players, and I think you might see quite a bit of that this season throughout the squad.
Yeah.
So as much as we know he's a fantastic player, there could be something going on that you don't know about. So it's not like we're leaving him out because we don't think he's good enough. Ardley sees everything, and he said that he's not sort of firing on all cylinders. Whatever that may be, we're not sure, but we hope he gets back up to speed, because when he is, not to a better team because of it.
And that leaves Elijah No. Wootton up front. We're going Wootton. He's going to be top scorer in the league this season.
I hope you're not watching this, Elijah. Absolutely.
I like Elijah Sam. But
sounds like you don't to me.
You wouldn't even. Let's be honest. You wouldn't even get a Rashford in front of Wootton at the minute, would you? You wouldn't get Calvert-Lewin in ahead of Wootton at the minute.
Do you know how many points he's got for me on fantasy?
Football's not fantasy, George. It's real life.
Okay.
All right. So that's our team. 4-3-3. Again, we got the 3 points. Now let's push on. Let's really go for it.
Yeah. If we can keep like that high goal scoring mentality throughout the league, you know, pushing to just win, not just win, but win by large margins, I can see this being an exciting season. And another tangent I'm going to go off on here. A lot of clubs, even the EFL, have posted that thing to sign, haven't they, for fans to get back in the stadium? Petition, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. It's got a lot of signatures on it, hasn't it? And for the EFL to be sort of pushing that towards the government, fingers crossed. I mean, it's a bit of a grab, but we'll be back soon. I mean, I really hope so. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I really hope, because it would be great to go and see the Notts this season. I just feel like there's a good season incoming.
Score prediction. You go first this week.
Thanks. I'm going to go 3-0 Notts. I think we're going to be on high goal scoring ways. I am going to go for Thomas to get 2 and Wotton to get 1.
Okay. We've seen Barnet have conceded 5 against Eastleigh. I know it's opening day, but 5 against Eastleigh, who are not the best team in the league.
No.
Nearly lost to Dagenham. 2 late goals. 4-1.
4-1.
4-1. And it could have been, let's be honest.
No clean sheet for Big Sam.
No. It could have been 6 or 7 last night. And I just think the way Ollie talks is there's a hunger. There's a hunger. And I think Wotton knows he should be on 3 goals this season. Like you've said, he should be on 4. So I think 4-1. I think
with 4 goals, you've got to have Roberts in there. He's itching for a goal, isn't he?
Yeah, Roberts will get his goal. Thomas will get a goal. Just he deserves it. And Wotton will get 2 again.
Hope so,
Definitely.
yeah. Neil's bet will be flying in at this rate.
It will.